Howdy, it's Bonnie. I have a quick ad for you. I've started podcast recording about 4 years ago. Always been on the hunt for a good platform to invite my guests and conduct the interviews. One that would allow me to have control over the audio quality and one that would assist me once issues arise. It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencaster. Log in using a browser and start recording a high quality podcast right away. Record studio quality sound and up to 4K video with a few guests. Feel a sense of zen knowing Zencaster's multi-layered backups ensure you always have your recordings in the highest quality even if the connection is unstable. Go now to zencaster.com/pricing and use my code BonniesLegends, that's BONNIESLEGENDS, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencaster paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experience I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your Howdy, I'm Bonnie and welcome to another episode of Bonnie's Legends. Today's episode I have Carol Ades with me and we met the night before her new single Better Than You Found Me came out, and I remember specifically it felt magically just spending the evening before a new music release of a musician. And yes, so we obviously covered Better Than You Found Me, what it is about, what it was inspired, who worked in it, what Carol's favorite lyric line from it is. But we also talked on what's to come, her new era, how it is to be a musician in today's world with all of our phones in our hands and to have the responsibility to create content. And yeah, so it was a really resourceful and poetic conversation that we shared. It was really fun to re-listen to it, and so I cannot wait to show it to you now. I hope you enjoy it as well. I hope you have a nice evening, rest of your day, whatever time it is. And yes, check out our Legends Club and subscribe for new interviews surrounding creativity and music. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have Carol Ades with me.
Hi.
That's how you pronounce your name, right? Carol Ades.
It's Ades. But you know what? That is okay because my dad, Ades is my middle name, and when I started putting music out under Carol Ades, my dad was like, everyone's gonna think it's AIDS and they're gonna think you're a spokesperson for AIDS, and I was like, feels like a stretch.
I was pronouncing it and I was like, I might think if you pronounce it differently.
That's okay. It's one of those things you don't know until you know.
Yeah, but yeah. Is it like Spanish?
It's Syrian.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Nice. That's a nice middle name as well.
Yeah, me and all my siblings have the same middle name, Ades, which is my mom's maiden last name, surname. Right. So we're just one of those things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being on the podcast. I'm really excited to talk to you.
Me too.
Yeah, I had a huge sunny disposition era when it came out, and so
cool.
Yeah. I'm really excited to have you here.
Me too. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Well, okay, before we start into talking about what it's like to be an artist and your new
Hmm.
single, why we're here, I have the Bonnie Sessions check, which are like 3 to 4 questions just to break the ice.
Okay, let's do it.
Right. Okay. So, first question, a name, pronouns, and birthday.
Okay, my name is Carol Ades. My pronouns are she, her, and my birthday is December 27th.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah,
you put out this Sad Town USA EP around your birthday. If I
I
remember
did.
correctly.
Yeah, when did that come out? I feel like I put things out and then I forget. I like try and forget as
Yeah.
fast as I can.
I
Yeah.
remember I had my Sunny Disposition era was around like between Christmas and New Year's Eve, so I felt like
Love.
it came
Yes.
out like for Christmas or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I'm sure it did. I'm sure you would know better than me.
Yeah.
Well, I literally put it out and I'm just like, I have no idea what's going on
Yeah.
at all,
No, but
ever.
I remember wait, let me look it up actually, because I
Yeah,
have it
let's look
fully
it up.
open.
Let's see. I'll look it up too. Whoever gets it first wins. Let's see.
Oh, December 9th. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so totally.
Yeah.
Winter. Okay, yeah, you could have asked me when. I could have said March. Like, I have no idea. I
That's
have
okay.
no idea.
That's okay. I just remembered it was winter and it was, the time where it seems time is not existing, like between Christmas and New Year's
Yes,
Eve. Yeah.
totally. Oh my gosh.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Who's your legend? Like, who's a person you look up to?
Mm. Oh my gosh. I look up to Casey Musgraves a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I would say she's a legend because I feel like she's just so herself.
Yeah.
It just like she just writes really good songs and then that's it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so many, I guess if I'm thinking just of music, but like so many artists, like they have this like indistinguishable like characteristic to them. Like their, voice is one certain thing, or their like look is this specific thing, or their energy is this specific thing. And I feel like she just seems like a normal person, like an
Mm-hmm.
every person,
Yeah.
and she still managed to like create this world that is like just about her music. I think that is so legendary. It
Yeah.
doesn't happen that much
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely get the vibe from her like that as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. If you could throw a dinner party and invite anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Mm. Oh my gosh. If I could throw a dinner party and invite anyone dead or alive, I feel like Katniss Everdeen from Hunger Games, but
Yeah.
not Jennifer Lawrence. Like, I want
Yeah.
Katniss.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
character. Yeah.
I want the character. Yeah. I
Yeah.
want to hang. Yeah. I want that. That's who.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like never had someone mention a fictional character, but like we all have like
Yeah.
one fictional character we'd love to pick their brains.
I know. I don't know why. That's what came to mind. So it must be true
Yeah.
because it came to mind. Yeah.
Nice. I could see you being friends with her. Definitely.
Oh, I love that.
Okay, and the last one of the check is what advice would you give your 16-year-old self?
Mm. Oh my gosh. It's interesting like that advice has changed so much over the years because I think in my like early 20s it would have been just like experiment more and do more things, and now I think I have more like grace for the fact that I didn't like experiment. I was a very like quiet kind of simple kid. I thought everything was really
Hmm.
simple because I just like hadn't explored my own thoughts and things like that. But I don't feel as like desperate to tell her to go explore because I've seen that it like happened anyway in the time it was meant to. I would probably tell her to um, wear her retainers and not lose her Invisalign because
Hmm.
now I'm like, do want to do it again, and I'm just like, fuck, I could have just done it. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's very deep. That's what I would tell her. Wear your fucking retainers.
Oh, that's totally no. I had yesterday someone on the podcast who like I recorded someone on the podcast and he was like, "Oh, I think we would just tell him to like stop straightening his hair." And I was like,
Yeah,
"Yeah."
totally. Oh my God, it's so good. It's
Yeah.
so true. Hindsight is 2020. And it's all these little things too.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And they matter.
Mm,
So, yeah.
they matter.
Nice. Yeah.
They
I feel like
do.
that question was really on brand for you. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
was it the last single you put out, like Free, where you like wrote a
Hmm.
letter to yourself and you posted it and
Yeah.
like I remember reposting and being like, oh, I can relate to this so much. Yeah. So
Mm.
nice. Nice I asked you the question as well. Because I was like,
Those are my favorite kinds of questions. That's,
oh.
yeah, it's such a me question. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Well, for the listener, maybe introduce yourself a bit, say what you already released. I mean, honestly, like we already mentioned Set Down USA, but
Hmm.
yeah, just generally your artistic journey in
Yeah.
bits and pieces.
Okay. So I started putting music out, I want to say 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been saying it's only been 2 years, but that's not true. So I feel like it's like when I used to say my brother was like 14 for like 20 years, but he's not. He's 22. And I was like,
Nice.
really? Are you sure? Like he's 22 in my mind. But I guess it just feels like I'm just at the beginning,
Yeah.
which I totally am. I put out two EPs. I've been a songwriter for a really long time, like 10 years, and I just felt like I wanted to be an artist so bad and I wanted to tell my own stories and I could kind of find avenues to do that in writing for other people, and that like took off for me faster than my own artist stuff. I think I was just really scared for a long time, and
Mm,
so like at the heart of everything I do is my writing and like is the songs itself,
yeah.
and like the lyrics and melody and those things are so interesting and important to me. And I am working on my first album, and that is me. I don't know. I like to explore like yeah, questions I have about my own life and my own purpose in my music, and I like to use music as like a way to like guide myself through certain mental like hoops that I've like
Hmm.
been trying, like loops that I create in my mind that I've been trying to work out so I can like figure out who I am and be happy, and music is my way of like exploring those different things that I'm going through, and yeah, it makes me feel really connected to myself.
Nice. I like to hear
Yeah.
that. I think I
Yeah.
definitely believe artists is doing that in a way for the artist, right? Like it can help
Yeah.
as I don't know the reader or listener or
Mm.
viewer, but definitely for the artist as well because it's
Yeah.
very self-reflective.
It totally is. And it's like so self-indulgent, but in a way that is like so important.
Yeah,
And yeah, I feel like we're always being told like not to make everything about all about us. And I think it's really important to have spaces where everything is about you
yeah,
because you're the only one living in your body and your life, and a lot of time to spend with one person. So you might as well have some interesting conversations along the way.
yeah. And like
Yeah.
no one else can or will tell the story you will like in the way you do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Exactly. For all of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I checked when you mentioned like when you released your music because I had it already open up, and it was
Hmm.
2021. It was I can't wait to be British.
Oh my gosh, 2021. Okay. So that's basically 2 years
Yeah,
and
and I just
change.
realized that I've been like a fan for like from the first minute. Like I remember
Oh
when the single
my
came
gosh.
out and I saw it on some Spotify playlist, and I was like, oh, this is nice. Yeah, I just realized that.
That's so fun. That's so cool.
Yeah, like sometimes you're like listening to someone and you like just listen to the songs, like you don't listen to the ones that came out before. And I was like, oh, let me
Hmm.
check if like you've put up music before 2021 because I knew I was like a fan for like 3 years. And I was like, no, like
Hmm.
literally I was here from the first single. That's insane.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Wow.
Oh.
I feel like a proud fan
Thank
now.
you. Yeah, I'm honored. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. No, I
Mm,
you have like a very yeah, your lyrics are very hitting my heart when I'm listening to
mm,
them. So yeah, I
thanks.
remember that, like listening to the lyrics and be like, oh damn, yeah. Like you're my new friend now. I will listen to you.
That's awesome.
Nice. Okay. How would you so you have a single like literally coming out tomorrow.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too.
Yay.
It's called Better Than You Found Me, and
Hmm.
I was wondering, how would you call? I mean, you mentioned it in a way, but like, how would you call the chapter you are in right now in your career or like life?
Mm.
The single, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like a lot of these songs that I've been working on and planning to release are from years ago, and like an amalgamation of like the last 5 years of my life. And Better Than You Found Me is like the most recent song
Mm,
that I made. And yeah, I think it just, in terms of chapters, is like I'm experimenting more and I'm trying to like be more open to production and sounds and how that can help this song, because I think at first, especially for my songwriting background, I was just so used to making like the best song I could with the bare
mm,
minimum production, and that's how you would get it cut. The song had to be like good enough in that way. And you could like have great production and all that stuff, but it wouldn't matter. It was about the song. And so I was
mm.
always so afraid of drums and like ambient sounds. And I don't know, I was just like, it doesn't feel like me. I can't
Yeah.
hear myself. I can't hear the purpose. And I feel like I've changed so much from that beginning point where I was like, no drums, no anything. And this song, I really just like let myself be free with it. And I didn't have to know what it was about when I started making it. And that is really hard for me. I don't think there's like any other song that I've put out that's like that.
Mm,
So, if anything, like it's a little bit different than the songs I put out before. And that's why I wanted to put it out first in this year of releasing a lot of music, because I just think it's so good and I'm so proud of it. And it's really good for me to see that you can make music in different ways. Like you don't have to like kill yourself looking for the perfect thing. Like it can just come
mm.
and be great as it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little bit more experimental and yeah.
Yeah. I definitely noticed the like your like tending to more, experimental production, like already the free. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh,
Yeah.
this is a new era we're going in. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the music that's coming, it's like it's like the first song I put out to this next song that's coming out, which is so different from anything. It's more similar to Free, this next song, but it's been really cool to see that I have more layers than
Yeah.
just like guitar, and that's so cool.
Nice. I'm so excited for you. So proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Bonnie. My mom's name is Bonnie.
Oh, love
Yeah.
that. I love that. I love being the twin names for like
Thank
moms.
you, Mom. Thank you so much, Mom.
Um, oh yeah, now it clicked to me. I was like, oh yeah, right. Because when you say Bonnie, you think, yeah, right.
Yeah. And you said you're proud of me. So basically, my mom is proud of me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Do you want to describe the song in 3 words? I know this question can be tricky.
Ooh.
But it's a nice, yeah. It's like giving
Okay.
you the elevator pitch.
Okay. Elevator pitch in 3 words.
Yeah,
It is, oh, it's dancey,
nice.
which I love. I like love that kind of music, and I've never like seen myself doing it, but it's dancey. Um, it's honest. It's very honest, at least in my perception of myself. So
Mm.
my own honest perception of myself. And it's creative. I think it's really creative. Ah.
Nice. Yeah.
Final answer.
Love that. I'm so excited to dance to it tomorrow in the
Yay.
morning.
Yay.
um, Yeah, okay. When was like the first time? I mean, you said this is the most recent song of the ones you want to like put out this year. So I
Mhm.
was wondering like when or do you remember the first time you kind of had the idea for like the song or like a specific lyric line?
For this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, this song actually, I mean, usually when I go to write, like I at least know that there's this like feeling bubbling in me that I need to get out, and I have
Mhm.
like a North Star
Yeah.
of something I'm trying to work through and something I'm trying to hear that I won't like let myself say for some reason. But this song was kind of just more free. I was just like, I don't know what to say. I was in at the time like falling in love or in love with someone from my past that like we had dated. I mean, she's literally right here. And so we had this like very like this kind of rocky first beginning of our relationship and first encounter, and then we got back together like 2 years later, and it was this like beautiful time where we were in love, and everything that I had wanted 2 years before but like
Mhm.
couldn't let myself have was happening. And I really wanted to write a love song, and it just like didn't come out that way at all.
Yeah.
It was like the opposite. It was kind of like a lot of my fears coming to the surface of we're going to try this again, and I'm scared that I'm the same person that I was back then.
Yeah.
And the same person back then to me was like lonely and never satisfied and sneaky and like really mean to myself and had all
Mhm.
these issues and just all like the negative self-talk that you have when you go through like a growing experience and you don't show the best parts of you. I wanted to write a love song, and instead it like these kind of fears came out.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a really cool experience. Like I wrote it with two of my best friends, and I remember I played it to Maddie, my girlfriend, after, and she was like, "Okay, like thanks, like that's nice." But it was
Yeah.
kind of just, I guess, what I needed to say, not
Mm.
really even hear, which is usually how I make my music. It's like, what do I need to hear? This was something I really needed to say,
Yeah.
which is like, I am scared that this is not going to work because of me and all of the things that I am and all of the things that I think about myself but don't say out loud.
Mm.
And like, are you going to leave me?
Yeah.
You know, like, and are you going to leave me better than you found me? Like, can I skip to the end and will this be everything I wanted it to be, or will this leave me like just as broken as before because that's like who I am? And it was good to say those things to get it out of my system
Yeah.
because none of all of those things are true and none of those things are true.
Yeah.
It's just that kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
It's just like your inner voice speaking, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like
Yeah.
when because it's a song that was stuck in your head and you were like, sing, like humming to you, or like when you just do chorus in the house. I
Yeah.
definitely know, like I have it spinning in my head right now, like just the chorus, like the from the
Oh,
Central
cool.
scene, and it's definitely like when you then start like just singing it, like when I start singing it to myself, I'm like, oh yeah, right. This is like my inner critic coming to life.
Yeah.
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 So
Totally.
yeah.
Totally. And
Mhm.
there's something really like empowering about
Mm.
saying it all out loud and being like, yeah, and like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, so what, you're gonna be alone forever? Like, grow up. You know, it was like good for me to hear myself say those things so they weren't just this like endless loop in my head that I couldn't move past.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I started doing, do you know The Artist Way by Julia Cameron?
Yeah.
I started
Yeah.
doing that like literally
Oh,
last
nice.
week. And so I've been doing morning pages, and the advice is to just write 3 pages every
Yeah.
morning and not overthink it. And there
Yeah.
definitely the inner voice is coming out, and I'm like, oh,
Oh
this
my
is
God.
so uncomfortable.
I find it so hard to like just write without inhibition because all my thoughts are like, this is dumb, this is dumb, this is
Yeah.
dumb. Like,
Yeah.
think of something to say, think of something to say. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, I like have a long way to go before I just am.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah. I feel that way so hardcore.
Yeah.
Definitely. But journaling is yeah, as you said as well, like before, writing songs is very therapeutic, and just writing it
Mhm.
down. And I bet like singing it, like I'm just a writer, but like you're like also singing it, so that's probably even
Yeah.
more therapeutic. So
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
A bit of free therapy, in a way. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you already talked into like what inspired the track and what the song is about.
Mm.
I'm curious about your creative process in general. Like, do you come up first with a melody or with the lyrics, or
Mm. It
when you,
depends.
yeah.
Yeah, it totally depends. Sometimes like the melody comes first and then the lyrics come after, or the melody sounds like a lyric, or
Hmm.
but most of the time it's lyrics first because I feel like each idea, it's not lyrics in the way where I like write a poem or something like that, but it's even one line that sparks the rest. It's like, to me, thoughts and like clusters of words have shapes to them,
Mm,
and emotions have shapes. And I think the coolest thing in the world is when you can have like a shape or a sound of a melody that like feels like what the words are saying. Like I just
mm,
think that is so cool. Like I think with Will You Leave Me Better Than You Found Me too, like in the chorus, it's like a really long chorus. And
oh,
I think because it's a question that is like not is unanswerable, like we
yeah,
just don't get to know. And so it's like every time I sing it, there's no resolve because it's like so far away. And it's just, it feels like you're like reaching for this thing as if there was an end and an answer, and there isn't.
yeah.
And I think that's kind of how I think about melodies and lyrics. So
Mhm.
whichever one comes first, it just depends on like how it happens that day. But I like for them to match up, and that's when I know it's right. So I spend a lot of time doing like mental
Yeah.
shape gymnastics. Yeah.
Nice. That was such a
Yeah.
poetic answer as well.
It's like the only poetic thing about me is that.
I never saw it, and like I never heard also like someone say it in that way, seeing it in shapes
Mm,
and emotions, almost like you would paint like an
yeah.
artwork. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like speech is so powerful, and like
Mm,
melodies and languages are so powerful,
yeah.
and how we like emote things. And when you're excited, it goes up here, and when you're angry, it's like down here. And those are like real signifiers of like real emotions. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. um. Yeah. Do you want to? You already mentioned you worked on it with two friends. Do you want to shout them
Yeah.
out, or like anyone else
Yes,
that's worked on
of
the song?
course. Yes. So I wrote it with my best friends Lauren Aquilina and Marcus Anderson, and I've written a lot of my stuff with them. They're like the reason I started kind of making songs really like for myself, and I just like feel so safe around them, and I love creating with them, and they're so smart and they're so genius, and like we each let each other breathe in this way where we like each really contribute, and it's so awesome. And my girlfriend Maddie, she's an incredible producer, and she produced the track, and so with Marcus, and yeah, they killed it. It's like my dream production for the song. So big shout out.
Yeah.
Very talented, very special people.
Nice.
Mhm.
I love this part because, like, I imagine, like, always, when like the credits roll in the film, like that's
Yeah.
I love to do that part, and I just imagine, like, rolling I don't know, just rolling
Yeah,
up
totally.
yeah, film
Exactly.
projector.
Exactly.
Yeah, nice. Especially like it's so important. Like I mean, we just had a word season as well, so like it's always important
Mhm.
to like mention all the people have worked in it, and like yeah,
Oh my gosh, it's the most important. Like, it takes so many people to make something.
yeah,
Sometimes it doesn't, but sometimes it does.
yeah, exactly. Nice.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. What is your favorite lyric line from it?
From this next song.
Yeah.
Um, oh gosh. I think I think the first verse, or maybe the I had a boyfriend and a girlfriend scared to make the switch. It's like a line in the second verse. Um, just because that is true. And like that was sort of the like inciting incident of like a lot of just like the chaos in my own personal life a few years ago. And I hadn't like said it explicitly ever. And it was good for me to say it because I think that's so real for so many people, like especially when you're discovering your sexuality and like trying to decide who you want to be. It feels like you have to pick one
Mm,
because it me like who are you going to be? You know,
yeah.
which one is the truth? And yeah, I like that line.
Yeah. I'm so glad you brought
Yeah.
it up because, like, that
Mm,
line has made me, like, that line I think hit the most when I listened to the snippet so far.
yeah.
Where it's like, oh, oof, I can relate to this so much. Like, if I just a girl, I can, oh my God. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
totally. Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That makes you feel less alone.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, oh yeah, like I send that song to everyone who doesn't understand what I'm going for. Yeah.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
Um, nice. I've seen you like you posted a few videos. And so I was
Hmm.
wondering if it's like just for the promotion or is there going to be a music video to it?
It's just for the
Oh,
promotion.
nice.
I wanted to try something different. Like I love my music videos so much and they're so fun to make and I feel really passionate about them. But I also am like funding all of this on my
Yeah,
own
yeah,
and I wanted to try something else and like build a world
yeah.
around because everything is short form
Mhm.
content. And so I wanted to be like, okay, what would that world look like as if it were a music video, but in these shorter clips? And for every song that's coming out, it's sort of a different scene of that world.
Nice.
Um, yeah,
Oh, that makes me so exciting. Yeah, I've
yeah.
noticed the pull towards that actually. And it makes so much sense, right? Because we're not on YouTube really that much anymore.
No, and I think
Yeah.
there will be a time for that, like when it grows bigger and there's like more of an audience in that way where there's like that money to spend.
Yeah.
But I just want to spend the money really wisely and like build the world in every way that I can without, yeah, feeling like I'm wasting money or I made this great video and no one watched it. And it's like
Mhm.
just try. I think that's what it is to be an artist these days, honestly, is trying a bunch of different things and just like throwing shit to the wall and
Yeah.
seeing what
Sticks.
sticks, but doing it in your own way,
Yeah,
trying at least.
definitely.
Yeah.
Like, it's all an experiment, really. Like you never know before you
Everything.
try. Yeah.
Totally. Totally.
Um, yeah, I was wondering if you want to talk a bit about that because like this is I like you were signed before this song, if I'm correct?
Yeah, so I put music out independently still, but through AWOL, so
Yeah.
like
Right.
independent-ish.
Yeah.
But it was essentially independent, like all the masters were split and things like that. But like fairly. But yeah, this next project, I just felt like I don't know. I just like kind of tired of waiting for
Yeah.
people's opinions on things and not being like a priority in a work sense of
Hmm.
like, okay, well, we'll get to that when we do all these other things that we have to
Hmm.
do for our 9 to 5 jobs. And I'm
Yeah.
just like, the world is so cool right now in the way that like you can really take things into your own hands and it will grow the same amount it will.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
will go viral or it won't, and that has nothing to do with if you're signed.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it just felt like a really easy decision and it didn't feel like bad or anything. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Hell yeah. My
Yeah.
podcast is mostly I have indie artists on here, so
Yeah. We're
welcome,
the best.
you're in the best community. You're in the best community here.
Yay.
And I have so many listeners who like listen to my podcast in order to discover like indie or
Oh,
like,
that's so
yeah,
cool.
underrated artists. So, you're in a
That's cool.
community here.
Yay. Happy to be.
Yeah. And I can definitely relate to putting things out independently and not wanting to wait for like other people to like accept in it. I don't know if you know, but I'm a novel writer, and
Oh,
I've
wow.
had multiple times the option to go with a big publisher, and
Yeah.
every single time I pulled out of it and just self-published
Wow.
it. And I know, like, I don't know, I don't have like a book tour yet or like things like that, or
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
tube I want to see my book on a big poster, but like I'm so happy that I've went that direction because of, I mean, it goes back to like I'm a control freak, right? But like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah,
taking things in my own hands, and like the amount of people who work then on the script is just insane. And so
yeah,
I was always scared that I would not, see my book anymore, like the story I wanted to
yeah.
tell originally. So
I
yeah,
think that's so brave. Like it's really brave to be like, okay, well, it makes you feel like, okay, I have to choose between like my dream and my truth, but my dream is to like tell my truth and like be
exactly.
authentic. And so if you have to pick, you have to pick truth. Like otherwise, it's I mean both are amazing, like they're
Yeah,
both journeys and they're both equally as valuable and real, but it's just, yeah, you really have to ask yourself that question, like which one, what am I worth giving up in order to have this like shell of what it's supposed to look like.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Wow, that's so cool. What are your books about?
Well, I have two novels out, which are one is a Prey Gap novel, and the
Hmm.
other is more of a Notting Hill kind of story tale.
Oh my God, fun.
Yeah, I can send you the link to it. I mean, if you love
Please.
Notting Hill, you will love It Was Here. Like it's, yeah.
Okay, I'm so there.
There's a quirky hair, like he's called Harrison Selleck in the book, but he's essentially like a Ukraine, in the 90s.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, so I was definitely inspired by Notting Hill, I'll be honest. But
That's
yeah,
so cool.
thank you. Yeah,
Oh,
thank you. Um,
very impressive.
thank you. Can only give it back.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Because we already like talk about short form content, and when you assigned like filled out the form for this interview, you were like, you
Hmm.
want to talk about being an artist on TikTok, trying to promote like your songs. Um,
Mm.
I mean, obviously, like especially the past 2 days have been really wild for like TikTok
Yeah.
and the potential US ban. Like I'm a
Yeah.
Europe girl, so I just hear things, but like, um, you still want to like let's still talk about it because
Yeah. Oh my gosh, totally. I mean, I remember hearing, like, me and my girlfriend have been talking about that, about the potential ban. And like my first initial feeling was like, please ban it because I just like cannot do it anymore. I
yeah,
was just like, oh my God. Like the truth is, for me personally, it
yeah.
would take this huge weight off of
Mm,
my chest of just this feeling of like, you know, nothing I do is like right. I cannot fucking figure it out.
yeah.
And the second you try and like figure it out and figure out what's missing and how do I copy what that person did so people will notice me, and how do I be the most unique version of myself, but also the like exact right thing at the right time that is like doing what everyone else is doing but in a better way. It's just
Mm,
impossible.
yeah,
It's impossible, and I find it so impossible. I find it so hard, and I would love for it to be like easy and for something to work, but um it's just fuck if I know how to
yeah,
do that.
yeah. It's
Like,
definitely it's definitely a platform. You just have to like just have fun playing around with it. Like you
yeah,
cannot,
you have to figure out a way to make it fun for you,
yeah,
a
yeah,
million percent. And I'm like getting there,
yeah.
but I'm not there yet. Yeah.
Nice, yeah. But yeah, it's always like so excited when the day happens where I can just don't care.
I know. Oh my gosh. I can't wait. I'll let you know when that happens for
Just
me.
make you like
I hope
I'm there.
soon. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. I definitely know, like especially TikTok, because it's like Instagram still has, like you message usually people. Like I have Instagram. Instagram is so fun for me because I have so many friends on there
Yeah,
and texting and all of that stuff, or
yeah,
like reposting
yeah.
things. But like TikTok is really just, I mean, as much as we like to self indulge like with us, like in our art, but like
Yeah,
on TikTok, it's like all you can do really, just yourself. And so it's really, I don't know. I have
it's really weird. Yeah, I love Instagram. I feel like it's like I can be so free on Instagram, and have moments where I feel that on TikTok. But I think trying as an artist, trying to
mm,
like build your world and build your fan base, and like a million voices in my ear all the time being like, how do we get people to use this sound or like this song? Or
mm,
and I find myself like posting another thing to promote my song or pre-save or tease it or whatever, and I'm just like, I am so fucking annoyed by myself right now. Like, how is no one else annoyed?
yeah,
And then someone comments and they're like, this is annoying, and I'm like, I know.
yeah,
And then I'm like, fuck, like, it's
yeah,
it's just, there must be a better way to approach it mentally, and I haven't found it, but I will try to
yeah.
find it.
Yeah, I definitely felt like TikTok is more place to like to scroll for me personally. Like the
Yeah,
algorithm is so much better for like scrolling.
yeah,
Like that's what
a
I
million
felt.
fucking percent.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like to post, absolutely dramatic. Like
Yeah, dramatic.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
Totally.
I have like so many drafts, and then I didn't, I have them all in my drafts because I don't post them because I'm like, well, I don't know which hashtag to use, and like I don't know which sound to use, and I don't know like
Paralyzing, paralyzing,
yes,
paralyzing,
yes, exactly, and it takes all of the storage, and I'm
paralyzing.
like, ugh, I should just delete all of them.
Oh my gosh. I'm
um,
there with you.
yeah,
Preach.
nice, yeah, but glad we agree on that. The algorithm like is way better finding out what we actually like than Instagram, but
Yeah,
it's
totally.
it's total theater to post things.
Yeah. Yeah. It's total theater. That is the best way to describe it. Yeah.
um, nice. This is kind of my favorite question to ask, and it's a good way to like end the interview as well. And it's
Okay.
if you could send Better Than You Found Me to any artist, who would it be? And would you want feedback from them, or just like I
Hmm.
liked it, or you know?
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I feel like if I could send any of my songs to anyone, I would send them to Imogen Heap. I
Mm,
just like, and I would want to know, but I wouldn't. I
yeah.
would only want to know if she like loved them so much. But I don't know. Oh my gosh, maybe I feel like I don't know if Imogen would like this song. Maybe like Charlie XCX randomly.
Why did I have her in mind as well?
Right? I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. And I wouldn't want feedback.
Yeah.
No, I can't handle that. Absolutely not. But I get, yeah, I don't know why she came to mind. Maybe because she's just so experimental and
Mhm.
like a pop girl who does dance stuff. And yeah,
Yeah. And she also
yeah,
like just went independently, right? Like she
yeah.
yeah,
Oh my
so
gosh, she did.
maybe that's why I thought of her. I don't know. But
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Well, it must be that we must send it to her because we both had that idea. So there's no one else we can send it
Yeah.
to.
Okay. Well, maybe at the end, do you want to shout anything out that's like coming up? Maybe like that's like the place
Okay.
where people can shout out shows they have going on. You
Yes.
mentioned, you're working on an album, and as I can hear from the
Yes.
conversation that you're putting out more songs this year. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess all I would say is listen to my song tomorrow, Better Than You Found Me, or whenever you listen to this. It'll be out whenever you listen to it, so you can listen to it. Yes, listen to it and dance to it and have fun. And if you don't like it, don't tell me. I don't care. It's not mine anymore. It's yours.
Yeah.
And I'm just so excited for all this music coming. I'm really proud of it. And I'm excited to see how everything happens and how it grows.
Yeah.
And who knows where we will all be as like a little community by the end of the year.
Oh
Who
wow,
knows
yeah.
what could happen? So
Yeah.
that's what I would say.
Nice. Yeah. Maybe, maybe Charlie XCX has reposted your song.
I mean, fucking fingers crossed. I am open to that universe. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Howdy, enjoyed listening to this episode. You know the gist, you know what to do. Make sure to subscribe and share this episode with all of your friends and leave a review so more people can tune in to my conversations with my legends. This podcast episode is hosted, edited, and produced by Bonnie Orbison. Support her continuous work on her paid Substack, which is like an online diary, and she shares her poetry and lyrical essays on there, or get one of her books. Right now, she has 2 fictional novels in German and English out, and now, as well, a poetry collection called Pretty Tennessee. This podcast is managed by the Queer Lounge, and the theme song is by Evie Solis. Video clips of this episode and anthems of the day on our Instagram at Bonnie's Legends, and we're also sharing from Monday to Friday daily the new music releases, so make sure to check that out. This episode is sponsored by Zencaster. Use my special link in the show notes to save 30% off your first month of any Zencaster paid plan.